Alrighty, here we go. So I thought about this. I wanted to get another video recorded, but I've kind of said this before. Maybe I've said this point and I forgot. But what really irks me is that nobody, I think, really gives a shit about the Kurds. They just care because they hold their political views, and that's why I called it, before Ocalan. Because Ocalan, the guy that looks like Stalin, who I believe is still in jail, um, promoted this idea of libertarian socialism, right? But in the 1990s, when the Kurds were being pawns of the U.S. after George W. Bush told them to rise up against Assad, nothing occurred. Yeah, I mean, yeah, um, thousands died after that, and nobody gave a shit, did they? And Shias as well, of course. Sunnis and Shias died in this uprising in 1991. But the truth is, though, is that nobody inherently gave a shit about the Kurds. It wasn't until this libertarian socialism that suddenly you were just like, oh, yeah. And there are a lot of folks who don't want to take the truth pill and realize that it goes to show that, as long as someone vaguely agrees with your politics, then it's all good in the hood, baby, and you get all the honkies to support you. That's the whole thing, right? So you get these folks that, pretend to, be multicultural, this and that. And, you'll have that Chapo Trap House guy out there and everything. But in reality, they don't care. They really don't care. They just want you to succeed so that they could prove their system legitimate in people's eyes. The people themselves, they could care less about. It's all about a virtue signal. And it's all about using the Kurds as pawns, once again. You could, like I say, not to completely be some, Assad poster, this and that. The Kurds have been through some hell. And they haven't been accepted by Syria or by Iraq or all this other stuff. Yeah. What I would say to that, though, is honestly, times have changed. But I think the reality is that these people do not want to integrate into larger societies, this and that. So they want to, pursue this idea of, ethnostatism. And of course, ultimately Rojava does get support from Israel. And of course, the United States. They are doing the bidding of the United States by being up there in eastern Syria. People don't realize that Syria, Jordan, Quds or Palestine. Quds is the proper name of Palestine. They don't realize that it's all connected. So they'll say, we support the Palestinians, but we hate Assad. And you could say, yeah, it's politics, this and that. Yeah, you can. But to not compare one with the other is fundamentally wrong, in my opinion. The reason I say that is because these are all people that live in the same region. So you think they have a better understanding about what goes on. There's even, I believe, the Quds Force. I think, well, that's out of Iran, I believe. But let's see here. Palestinian fighters in Syria. Here we go. $500,000. Okay, but cannot become Syrian nationals except in rare cases. Current trends. Palestinians have lived in refugee camps in Syria since they have been made refugees for a second time. I think it's a very complicated issue. And I'm just making a fool of myself. But yeah, I mean, going back to the point is, in general, it goes to show just the hypocrisy of folks, where they'll try to make a comparison here, but then we'll say, but, and ultimately, it's just like almost finishing a race. And I feel like there are enough folks out there who are just almost there, but they don't want to take that final step, And I think this is a similar thing with the issue with Kurds. Have they endured awful things? Absolutely. But are they puppets of the U.S., and so they declare themselves libertarian socialists so that they can get all these dumb Euros who think that they're edgy anarchists to fight for them? That's also true. So, I don't know. It's a complicated thing, but this is one of those videos I thought about making, so hope you'll enjoy it. See you later, and goodbye.